When are you able to withdraw your CPF? Now, this is a fairly popular question because we all know that CPF is like a one-way in, then cannot come out, right? Only after your retirement, then you can start to touch on CPF. So I'll talk about this topic today, but let's start with the official guidelines first. When are you able to withdraw your CPF? And the first milestone will be at age 55 after your birthday. So if your CPF has set aside at least the basic retirement sum or the full retirement sum, then you can withdraw the excess above these numbers out of your CPF. To put it in a very simple manner, the current full retirement sum is $198,800 for the year of 2023, which means that if you have around $250,000 in your CPF SA and OA, you may withdraw around $51,200, which is the difference between $250,000 and $198,800. And the basic retirement sum is something different, so it will be half of full retirement sum, which is $99,400. So if you are okay to pledge your property, which means your property also need to last you at least 95 years of age, that's an additional 40 years from 55, then you will be able to withdraw the excess funds above the BRS, which is $99,400. But what if you don't reach the BRS or the FRS? Then the minimum you can withdraw is $5,000, assuming you have at least $5,000 in your CPF. And I know all these CPF things are truly complicated with the regulations, so come over to our Telegram group at HanuMoney to join over 7,000 members to discuss better topics around CPF. Now, the next milestone where you can withdraw CPF is age 65, because from age 65 onwards, you may start to do CPF Life payouts, and there are 3 plans for you to choose from, which is basic, standard, or escalating. So basic will have the lowest level of payouts but the highest bequest, and then standard is the default option, and then escalating is like every year they will step up with the inflation rate of around 2% in payout. Of course, if you don't need CPF Life payouts at 65, you can delay your payout up till the age of 70, where you have to start your payouts already. And if you want to know how much CPF Life payouts can you get, you can head over to CPF website. There is a CPF Life estimator, so you put in your numbers and then they will tell you how much you're expected to receive per month based on the CPF Life payout plan that you have chosen. Some of you watching this channel may be thinking, CPF is so far away from me, I'm still so young, I want to dabble in stocks. Then yes, you should take a look at our sponsor for a low-cost trading platform. Here is the brand new offer for Weibo this month, and it's eligible for both new and existing customers. For new users, you have to fund $300 on your first deposit and execute 1 trade so you can buy 1 cheap stock. And glad to know that Weibo is offering free commission on your first 6 months, so you don't have to pay a fee on that. And with this requirement fulfilled, you will win 6 to 40 shares of Tesla, Apple, Microsoft, or Google shares. On top of that, if you execute 3 options trade, you will win 8 options trading vouchers, which is worth $10 to $100 each. And for options pricing, Weibo is charging 55 cents per contract, excluding any regulatory fees. And you know what? Even existing customers of Weibo can win something as well, because if you execute 1 options trade, you will also win 1 options trading voucher worth $10 to $100 each. So use my referral link down below or scan the QR code right here to get your Weibo account today. So I've went through the official milestones where you can withdraw your CPF, but are there unofficial milestones whereby you can actually utilize your CPF? Then yes, the first option is housing, because unlike any other pension funds or social security funds from other nations, in Singapore you can actually use your CPF to pay your housing, and that includes your down payment, your mortgage, some stamp fees and whatever fees from the HDB. You can use them. Of course, when you're drawing out funds for your CPF to pay for your property, you have to incur interest, and the correct term is called accrued interest, because you're borrowing from your future retirement funds to the current timeline so that you can use the money to purchase your property. So what it means is that after your minimum occupation period, whereby if you decided to sell your home away for profit, any profits after paying the outstanding loan plus the CPF accrued interest can be converted to cash proceeds as your profit. So for some of you who have applied for BTO and stayed 5 years for minimum occupation period and then decided to sell away maybe your BTO 2x your original cost price, after deducting the loans and accrued interest and assuming that you paid for your BTO using your CPF ordinary account funds, then that's where you can see, the money you put in the property is from your CPF, but the profits that were returned to you came in cash proceeds. and that's how we can convert from CPF to cash. Of course, that's assuming that it's a profitable sale plus the accrued interest have been paid up. Then you can enjoy the cash proceeds. If it's not enough to cover, then don't even talk about it. Okay, the next way to utilize CPF is education. And most likely, it is not your own education. Because when you're still studying, you don't even have a job. Then where do you get this CPF? Most likely, it's your family money, right? And more specifically, your papa and your mama CPF. So education is more for your child's tertiary education. And for Singapore context, you may actually use the CPF to pay for the school fees and tuition fees. But this is only for approved polytechnics and universities located within Singapore. So there's a list that you may refer to on which institutions are eligible for CPF OA to pay the tuition fee. So the same thing, right? You're borrowing from your parents' CPF, and that will incur accrued interest as well. But the good thing is, if your parents are above 55 and they have reached at least the full retirement sum, you may actually apply for a waiver, because it makes no sense for you to repay your parents' CPF after 55, assuming they have reached the full retirement sum, right? Since whatever that you pay back, including accrued interest, your parents can withdraw them above age 55 and having reached FRS. So you see, after all these tips and tricks, and there are still people shouting in Hong Lim Park, CPF is not my money, return my CPF. It is because you don't know how to use CPF and you don't understand their terms and conditions. This video will help show you how you can utilize your CPF. And if you think CPF is not your money, it's because you do not meet the requirements of withdrawing CPF or utilizing CPF. It's not that CPF is not your money. It's that you just didn't make the mark. And that is the harsh truth. Then some of you may be thinking, if CPF can use for housing, can use for education, then can it be used for investment to withdraw as cash? Now, CPF OA can definitely use for investments. And I've used my own CPF to invest in unit trusts through platforms like Endowers and Money Owl and investing in the index funds. You may even invest your CPF OA into Singapore stocks, or like your T-bills. All these can use CPF OA to invest. But there is no way to withdraw these investments as cash even after you have made a profit, because whatever money you earn through CPF investing will stay inside CPF. So you see, the CPF board is not stupid one. They know some of you try to gamble away your CPF money in the stock market. So they are not going to let you withdraw this money as cash proceeds, just in case you're thinking of some little tricks. So let's be very clear, housing, there is a chance that you can withdraw it as cash if you have a profitable sale. Education, as long as it is an approved institution located within Singapore and the parents have met the FRS, then they can apply for the waiver, which means they use CPF to pay for the tuition fees and then they don't have to use cash. But investment is a strictly no-no, because there is no way you can withdraw it as cash and you cannot waive anything even after you have made generous profits from the stock market. So if you want to know what can you invest with your CPF OA, then I made a video previously whereby I talk about my journey about investing CPF OA for a period of 2 years and it still didn't meet the mark right here.